Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk about all things fandom on this channel and we talk about it in a positive way. And if that's something that appeals to you, you've come to the right place. And today we have some major Star Wars news because apparently all of the rumors are saying it is official. Kathleen Kennedy is gone. Okay, so it is with a sad heart and yet pure excitement that I must say that it definitely looks like she is going to be out sooner rather than later. We can actually expect this to happen. However, how they've been going about it, how people are reporting on it is kind of false and a little bit misleading because like I always tell you, you never actually pay attention until the person themselves, until the actual person tells you what's up. And that's what we've gotten here. She has told us exactly what's going down. And she did this in an interview with Deadline. So according to Deadline, Kathleen Kennedy isn't really necessarily going anywhere. Now let me explain. According to this Deadline exclusive, it says that Kathleen Kennedy and the successor speculation that followed Matt Maloney's report that Disney was putting her out to pasture was a new one. Maloney for years has been beating on Kathleen Kennedy like she owes him money. And this week he reported that Kennedy was retiring. Now, all the trades followed with gusto, dishing out the speculative reporting on who might succeed Kathleen Kennedy. And the takeaway was that Kathleen Kennedy was being pushed. In reality, it is different and far more orderly than that. According to insiders, Kathleen Kennedy has been working on a succession plan for a couple years, eyeing candidates with Bob Iger and Alan Bergman. That puts someone like Dave Filoni, who knows a lot about the universe, in a very strong position. And they kind of go on to talk about some of the people who have said openly how Kathleen Kennedy's leaving, blah, 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 all of that. Well, Kathleen Kennedy would seem a lot unlikely target for the ire in good times or in bad. 13 years into her steering Lucasfilm, she has done much with the challenge of trying to broaden George Lucas's Star Wars vision after Disney bought it from him for $4 billion in cash and in stock in 2012. It's a challenge Amazon will now try with James Bond after purchasing creative control from 007's gatekeepers for $1 billion beyond the $8 billion they paid for MGM. Kathleen Kennedy is most arguably the most successful female producer executive in Hollywood history. She produced more than 70 films and collected over 120 Oscar nominations and 25 wins. And she herself was awarded the honorary Oscar with the Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Award. With 8 other Oscar noms, her resume is dotted with classics including Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, E.T., Munich, The Color Purple, War of the Worlds, Poltergeist, Schindler's List, and the Back to the Future franchise with so many others. And while it has always been a challenge to please the Star Wars faithful, and there have been some misfires, the 5 Star Wars films she has produced grossed nearly $6 million, with streaming series successes topped by The Mandalorian and Andor. It goes on to say, sorry, the woman is a first ballot Hall of Famer, not someone who deserves to be batted around like a piñata. She also deserves her own narrative, and Deadline gave Kathleen Kennedy the opportunity to catch up and give her opinion. And that's what we're talking about now, because Kathleen Kennedy has her opinion on how things are going, and what's actually happening behind the scenes. And I always say take everything as a rumor until you hear it from the actual people. And this is from Kathleen Kennedy herself. Deadline says, we've all read the speculative reports that you are out, that there is a frenzy for the next person who's going to take over Lucasfilm. What is the truth? And Kathleen Kennedy says, the truth is, and I want to just say loud and clear, I'm not retiring. I will never retire from movies. I will die making movies. That is the first thing that's important to say. I am not retiring. What's happening at Lucasfilms is that I have been talking for quite some time with Bob and Alan about what eventual succession might look like. We have an amazing bench of people here, and we have every intention of making an announcement months or a year down the road. We are in lockstep as to what that's going to be, and I am continuing. I am producing the Mandalorian movie right now. I am also producing Sean Levy's movie, which is after that. I am also continuing to stay at Lucasfilm and looking very thoughtfully with Bob Iger and Alan as to who's stepping in. So all that is underway, and we have every right to make that announcement when we want to make it. Then Deadline says that you are looking within seems to give credence to what we've heard, that an exec or creative officer like Dave Filoni is in a good position as he works on a Star Wars to write and direct. And Kennedy says, I can't say who it will be because there's just an eternal process that goes on inside a large corporation and publicly held company as to how we go about making deals, finalizing decisions, and making announcements. There's nothing unusual about that, and we are in that process. They ask her a couple questions here, and the one that I want to address is this one. How far down the road do you expect before a change gets made and then you go off and produce these two big Star Wars things? And Kennedy says, we will probably make an announcement months or a year out. And I have every intention of sticking around to help that person be successful. I am already producing the Mandalorian movie and Sean Levy's after that. So she sort of continues to say that. So then Deadline says, I recall the same retirement predictions were rendered a while ago, and you re-upped, and here you are. What do you make of this fixation on your job status? And Kathleen Kennedy says, I truly don't know. And any discussion previously about me retiring or quitting or any of those things, that's a complete rumor mill because through all of these reports, I have just continued doing my job and continuing my contract. Nothing unusual. It's just been all manufactured. So they ask her how a few different movies are going and if they're in development. All right, so I just wanted to address that because once again, all the rumors coming out, the era of Kathleen Kennedy is over. And what can you really believe? Well, I always tell you guys, and I'm always honest with you guys, that hey, don't believe anything until you're hearing it from the person. And this is what Kathleen Kennedy has said right here. So all these other rumors, all these other ideas and things literally mean nothing without Kathleen Kennedy telling you exactly what's up. And that's what she just did. She told you what's going on behind the scenes, how they are selecting her replacement, and the fact that they will probably announce it within a year or so. So that is fact. And everything else you're hearing about her being out and about all the people that are going to take her place or anything like that until another announcement is nothing but rumor. Just she has really been there for all of the movies that I grew up loving. She has produced so much of the things that I find iconic. that you can't help but to think that she does deserve respect. And I know it's hard when someone takes over something that you like, that you love, and you want to have it perfect and you want it your way. But it can't always be that way. And the creative control doesn't fall to Kathleen Kennedy. Kathleen Kennedy acts as the sort of head of the whole thing, but she doesn't officially make every single decision possible. She makes a lot of them, but ultimately she has a boss too. And I think that people forget that. But I am excited about the future of Star Wars and what comes after Kathleen Kennedy. I just kind of have to take everything and look at it with fresh eyes, because the second that you don't, you're going to be disappointed. But that is where I'm going to leave it off to you guys. I want to know what you guys think. Are you excited about Kathleen Kennedy leaving? Are you sad that she is leaving? What is your favorite Kathleen Kennedy movie, just to keep it positive? What is your favorite thing she's done in her career? And of course, I'll even flip the coin. What is your least favorite thing she's done in her career? But let's try to keep it positive, because ultimately we're all here for the fandom and we're all here to enjoy it. And whatever comes next in Star Wars, I personally think it's going to be epic. What do you guys think? As always, let us know what you think in the comments below. We definitely want to hear from you. And then make sure you're sharing this video with all of your friends. They're going to want to be a part of this crazy conversation as well. Don't forget to hit that like button. It's free. It helps the channel. And we really do appreciate it. And then, friends, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Miko says we need more subscribers, and you don't want to disappoint Miko. So hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell while you're down there so you don't miss a single video we do. And then, at the end of the day, I know it. You know it. And Miko knows it. Fandom is family.